Welcome back, Physical Science 20. So today we'll look at the single replacement lab. So we have 6 different tests to do. The big thing here is to write down whether a reaction happens or not. So to note that down and provide the evidence that suggests that a reaction is happening. And then furthermore state if it is fast or slow. All right, so we'll start off with reaction number 1. All right, so reaction number 1 has some nice shiny lead, and to it we're adding copper. We're adding it to copper sulfate, an aqueous solution, so it's solid. So we're seeing is lead active enough to replace the copper. All right, so we'll add the copper sulfate solution, and we'll add lead. Okay. So if we take a look, you can note your observations. We'll also come back to this one because you may or may not see something. Let's just see here. There we go. So we'll come back to that one. Just let it sit a while. Okay, we'll look at reaction number 2. So reaction number 2 has solid copper, and to it we're adding it to silver nitrate in aqueous solution. All right, so we'll put the silver nitrate in. And we'll add the copper. Okay. It's kind of a foggy solution. You may or may not see something there. We'll maybe let that sit a while and come back to it to see, well, look at that. If you take a look at the bottom there. So remember what that copper originally looked like. Okay, we'll let that sit a while and we'll come back to it. And then we'll look at reaction number 3. All right, reaction number 3 has copper again, but this time we're adding it to an aqueous solution of hydrochloric acid. Okay, so reaction 3, we'll add the hydrochloric acid. Okay, and to that we'll add the copper, just to note what copper looked like originally with reaction 2. So you can see, oh yeah, and see those chunks there too floating around. So yeah, definitely. Okay, so number 3, we'll add the copper to the hydrochloric acid. Okay. Okay, so we'll come back to that one maybe in a bit as well. Reaction number 4, we have solid zinc here, and we're adding it to lead nitrate in aqueous solution. All right, so we'll add the solution here. And we'll put the zinc in there. There we go, so you can see it a little bit better. So is that the same color it was originally? Okay. So we'll let that sit a bit too and come back to it. And look at number 5. So number 5, we have solid zinc, adding it to a magnesium sulfate solution. All right, so we'll add number 5. Oh, and look at the previous one here, number 4. Take a quick look. Hopefully the camera can pick that up. So see what's going on there. Isn't that interesting? So that's number 4. All right, number 5, we'll drop that in. Okay. This is just marker on the tube right here. Okay, we'll come back to that one. And number 6. So number 6, we have solid zinc, adding it to an aqueous solution of hydrochloric acid. All right, so hydrochloric acid, we'll add that in. And we'll add the zinc. Oh, yes, look at that. So that's number 6. And we'll take a look back at each of the other ones too here, just to see, make sure we didn't miss anything. All right, we'll look back at number 1, see if anything has changed. So dump that in. So see if we can see anything interesting here at all. So there's the zinc right there. Okay. Now I did one earlier and I let it sit a while. We'll take a look at it and compare if we let it sit longer. Let's pour the solution off and I'll just simply dump it out right there. So you can take a look at that there. Compare it to the one that's only been in there a minute or two. So you can note if anything you think has happened there. Okay, so that's number 1. We'll take a second look at number 2 here. This one's rather interesting. Let's see. So you can see there already something's. And if we take a look there, yeah, there's interesting developments there. Okay, number 3. So number 3, that's what it looks like right now. And we dump that out. So that was the copper. And number 4. So we'll dump off the liquid there. And look at that. So that's number 4. Number 5. So it looks like this. And there's it right there. And the last one. There's not much really to dump off because that's all that's left of it. All right, so that should give you a better idea in terms of what each one is. So first of all, whether a reaction happened or not. And then what's the indicator? So we discussed some indicators in class, how you know if a chemical reaction happened. So tell me if it happened or not with the indicators. And then follow that with, so if it was no reaction, just put no reaction. But if there was a reaction, write down whether it was fast or slow in your opinion. All right, so you should be able to do the rest of the lab, and we'll see you again.